No, say what you just said.
I'm just saying, as soon as y'all realize the fact that when you get off of work, you don't get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. You don't get to relax. You don't get to go to sleep. Get it out your head. There's still stuff to do. We got laundry. We got trash. We got bottles. We got dishes. We got quality time. We have things to do. Now, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock roll around. All right, cool. Go to bed. That's what bed is for. But at 5 o'clock, when you're getting off, you don't get to go to sleep. You don't. As soon as that clicks, it gets together, you'll figure it out.
You about to go viral for this one.
It's a real thing. Because when I get off work, I'm still working.
When did you become in control of my bedtime? Wow! Let me zoom. Oh, I wish I could zoom in. Don't tap my phone with it.
And then point one. Uno, dos.
Okay. Got it.
I feel bad for the brother. Because I know some people are going to say, well, hold on. You're upset because she's just simply saying as a man, you need to do a little bit more work around the house just because you get off work like I do. You don't get to just come home and take a nap because I don't get to come home and take a nap. Well, ma'am, do you get to protect the house the way I do? No. No, because somebody come break in the house, I have to go out my way to go protect the house. When we go out to go eat, who has to pay for the food? 9 times out of 10, the man. He's going to have to pick up the bill. When women go out to go work, they get to go home and they get to save their money. May pay a little bit of bills here and there, but they get to ultimately save their money. Whereas the man, he's going to be the one to pay bulk of the bills. But once again, when it comes down to protecting, when it comes down to paying bulk of the bills, when it comes down to paying for pretty much the meals, right? Going out to eat all the damn time for a lot of these vacations, who are paying for that? Men are paying for that. When you're just talking about the burden of a household, a man has to carry all of that burden. When it comes down to tough decisions, who has to make those tough decisions? A man. Now, of course, a woman is there to help, but ultimately a man has to make the tough decisions, because if something goes wrong, everybody will be looking at the man. Yo, where were you at? Yo, why did you allow this to happen? Why did you allow that to happen? The performance that a man has to put on, it's for a lot of men, it's hard. For a lot of men, it's hard that women just in general cannot hold on to. Women will not be able to hold on to. But yet we then have them turn around here and say, well, you know, just because you come home and you are going to sleep, because I could just only assume if a man is coming, just think about it, guys. If a man comes home and he goes straight to sleep, 9 times out of 10, it's a nap. He's napping. But of course, you're going to have women, mainly your sisters, who's going to complain about this. Of course, and there's other women in other races as well. Your women will complain about this and say, well, you know, you need to do a little bit more. No, you don't need to be coming home to go to sleep. When 9 times out of 10, the man is doing probably a job, right? Probably construction, something with their hands, something that is strenuous. Of course, he's going to want to come home, man, and relax. Of course, your women, a lot of them, they work office jobs. They work at jobs where they're just sitting on their ass all day. Your burning performance is you coming home, taking care of the kids, washing dishes, making sure the household is clean. Whereas the man is going to make sure that the household is taken care of on the outside, make sure the plumbing is good, make sure that the bills are paid. There are roles to this. And the sad thing about it is women do not like following their roles.
Fathers, if you're going through a divorce, there's a strong chance that the mother of your child is on TikTok ranting about the divorce. Check out this video and look at the comments.
So you see women on this app like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, you know, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army. He has been in for 18 years. He'll be retiring in 2 years. And I've been married to him the entire time. So the retirement's a marital asset. So I entitled to part of it. We've been going back and forth and fighting about it, and I just can't take it anymore. I just want to leave. I just want to move out, and I just want to start my life over. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? They hate following roles. These are the same women that said, hey, well, listen, we don't want to sit in the house all damn day. We want to be able to go out and go work. Well, okay, hey, guess what? Your ancestors back in the 1840s, right? I wouldn't even say ancestors, but the women back in the 1840s, they fought for feminism. Y'all women wanted to be able to go out and go work. But we are still expecting you to come home and be the mother and be the woman. But women hate that. Because a lot of times they go to work, they come up with this ego. A lot of these women work up in management and they don't know when to turn that stuff off. They come home with that type of mindset. Man got to deal with it. Then they turn around and say, hey, well, listen, no, y'all need, we should be equally doing the dishes. We should be equally this. We should be equally that. When realistically, not everything is equal. Once again, a man is going to be paying both of the bills. A man is going to be the one that's going to be protecting the house. A man is going to have to carry the most burden. He has to carry the most burden. But these women will always try to use these weak arguments so they can have a one-up on a man, absolve themselves from accountability, absolve themselves from their own role. Well, we both work, so you should. Well, once again, man, are you carrying the same burden that I'm carrying as a man? No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if we divorce, which probably will happen because you're frustrated that I might not be making as much money as you. You might somehow, some way not be happy anymore because we might not be in the best times right now, right? As if our relationships are cookies and cream from year one till year whatever you make it to. So then when you divorce me, you get to go out, go deal with another man, and I have to fund your lifestyle. Once again, that's ridiculous, people. That's ridiculous. Look at everything a man has to bring into the relationship. Look at everything a man has to bring into a relationship just for a woman to then turn around and destroy all of that. And then also at the same breath, tell you, hey, well, listen, you need to be doing the same amount of stuff that I'm doing in the household. Ma'am, no. We got roles, baby girl. We got freaking roles. And if I'm doing my role, then you need to do yours. But a lot of women want to absolve themselves from their own role. If y'all think about it, man, since 1848, women have always wanted to change their roles. Feminism has always changed the roles. It went from we want to be able to work, so we want to leave from the household, so now we're just going to have somebody else teach our kids. Then come 1960s, they want to be able to sleep around. That's where your sexual liberation comes in. So they want to be able to sleep around with whoever they want to sleep around with no repercussions. Then you're talking about third wave feminism, where women are starting to become prostitutes and they're trying to encourage that behavior. And then the fourth wave feminism is where you have people like people like Amber Rose starting to slut walk. Like, that's wild. Like, I know we haven't had that in a while, but at one point in time, people, that's where we were. And I mean, it's just 10 times worse now. But every day, their roles have always changed, people. Their roles has always changed. Whereas a man role has been the same since day one, and they expect it to be the same. But we have to encourage women's behavior. We have to turn a blind eye to women's behavior. Either you turn a blind eye to it or you encourage it, but you can't go against it. That's ridiculous. I mean, let's go ahead and look at these comments. So Money Marcos responds and says, if she didn't work and was home all day, I disagree. But she says she works, so I agree. But it all shouldn't be on one parent. Both need to contribute. But here's the thing. The second a woman makes an issue of anything that a man does, a second a man wants to come home and you say, hey, man, listen, ma'am, you have to do a little bit more work in the household. They forget about all of the stuff all of the burden, all of the stuff that the man has to pick up. They forget about all of that and they just come home and they just think, okay, well, just speaking about the home, I work too, just like you. Why do I have to sit over here and take care of all of the problems in the household? It will always be an excuse when they act like as if men don't go out the way to go help. Most of your men will go out of the way to make sure the house is also clean as well. But look at all of the other burdens that we have to carry that women do not have to carry. Let's just be realistic here. But this is a selfishness in your women today. Then somebody else responds and says, totally agree. Your wife is your partner, not your servant, right? So we got an MP here, right? We got a imp. Then he goes on to say, if we're both working, we both share the household responsibilities. If I'm cooking, she's bathing the kids. If I'm mowing the yard, she's doing the laundry. It's easier on everybody. Well, I don't think any, and this is what I mean by your imps. This is what I mean by your imps. I don't think any man is going to have their woman do any yard work unless if you're talking about her little garden she wants to have. That's women's thing. But we would not ever expect a woman to do yard work. And this is what I mean by when you just want to pander to women, you can just say stuff like that. Say stuff that they want to hear. Who else is going to be doing the yard work? Of course, that's something that we expect her to do. We expect her to clean the damn the laundry. We expect her to wash the dishes. I'm glad he brought up yard work. Women ain't going to be doing the yard work. Women are not going to do the yard work. Woman will never do the yard work. But hey, guess what? That's a man's duty. As a woman's duty, your job is to sit here and clean the clothes. Your job is to clean the dishes. But hey, guess what though? No. We both work. We both do this. We both do that. How about you hop your ass on that lawnmower and go ahead and do the yard? Go ahead and cut grass. You would not. No woman in their life would do that if they got a man in the household. So once again, they only want to say stuff like this when it benefits them. That's the only time. That's the only time. Because a lot of them will say, well, not everybody owns a house. Okay, but the crazy thing is, when we do get a house, you would expect him to do the yard work. When you get a house, you would expect him to be the one to build things, not you. You would expect him to be the one to learn how to fix a sink, not you. Once again, no women do the maintenance. Women do not do the maintenance. If they have a man in the household, they would expect a man to do it. But once again, when they want to sit here and they want to work and they want to do all of this, the stuff that they put on themselves, they're going to expect the man to step up. They're going to expect the man to do all of that stuff. And that's sad. That's sad. And I feel bad for the men. But I mean, hey, man, look, y'all guys, let me know down below. What do y'all guys think? Like I said, man, this is just something. This is just a tactic a lot of women like to use just so they continue to be lazy. They want to be able to dress how they want to dress, act how they want to act, and have men accept that behavior. They want to do the bare minimum without having to put forth any effort, put forth any value. And men are tired of that. That's all I'm saying. Men are tired of that. But, well, guys, do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.